All right, guys, I've got another David update for you today. Okay, there's not been as much going on in the David verse as he was calling it back in the day. Weird guy, man. But there's been a few new updates. There's been a few things that have been circulating on Reddit, a few new discoveries that people have found. And probably the most wild thing that people have been discussing today is there was apparently somebody who basically did an interview claiming that they had a younger son that actually dated Celeste Rivas as well. And they revealed some things that might have an indication towards what that home life was possibly like. But again, we got to take that with a grain of salt. We don't know how verifiable this person's backstory is at this stage, but I'm going to share with you these updates. This is what's going on social media. It's what everybody else is talking about. So we're going to have a little look at it. We're going to have a little reaction to it. And then I'm just going to share with you a bunch of new stories that have surfaced over the last 24 hours. But first thing I'm going to show you, which I thought was particularly interesting, was that more people are actually still turning up to David's home, or his former home, as he's now allegedly moved out. And somebody claimed to have actually gone there at 1:30 in the morning and claimed to have actually seen lights still on at the property, which I thought was a little bit interesting and kind of creepy.
There's a light on in the garage.
And in the room.
So lights still on. Maybe somebody's staying there. Maybe he's still not quite finished his lease yet, or maybe other people are there continuing the cleanup, or it could be the new owners. People are saying David hasn't lived there for a few days. It's probably the new owners or the original owners. I doubt they could have leased the property that quickly, so it is probably the original owner, if anything. People saying, please tell me you guys aren't driving by this guy's house. This is getting a little inappropriate and invasive. He may or may not still be there. It very well could be just that a light got left on. You're doing way too much, bordering on harassment of the property owners. He broke his lease and is gone. But this is public info at this stage, man. People are trying to just get to the bottom of this, but it is a little bit weird to still be turning up there. But as we saw yesterday, people are turning up there and finding keys to Teslas. So might not be so bad after all. But yep, there's been a new update from TMZ, all right? There's been people talking about this car ticketing thing, saying, does anyone see this new TMZ update stating car evidence could be good for David or something? I saw an Instagram for it, but I never saw the actual update. It said it was 12:20, but I'm in Canada. I can't seem to find anything. And I won't pull up the whole thing, but basically it says the old guy from TMZ claimed that you get a ticket every week in that area when you don't move your car for street cleaning day. So that would mean that the car would have been at the spot for a maximum of 2 weeks before the towing because the car had 2 tickets, which would be good for David because he was on tour at that time. But this is probably just not true. According to the resident, Steve Fisher, private investigator, and just looking at the car photos and the amount of dirt on that car, it also indicated that the car had been parked in that spot for much longer, possibly since mid-July. Also, the tickets had nothing to do with the street cleaning day. He was saying, I think there's some confusion over where the car was found. The old guy from TMZ, Harvey, thought the car was abandoned on Doheny Drive, where he used to live, a busy road where, according to him, you get a ticket on street cleaning day if you leave your car out there. Except the documentation shows the car was actually found on Bluebird Avenue. The picture is consistent with the documentation from what I can tell. Steve Fisher also talks a bit about the differing nature of both Bluebird Avenue and Doheny Drive here. Harvey's argument seems to be that the car can't have been abandoned before the tour begun because it would have been ticketed, but that falls apart if Bluebird Avenue isn't monitored the same way as Doheny Drive. Further, if you go a bit earlier to the video above, Steve talked to residents who say the car was parked there for a month. He mentions what we have all heard, that the car was moved around, but he seems to indicate that this moving around happened back in May. The impression I got was that the car was stationary since early August at least. This is consistent with a worker who said that the car had been there since maybe late July and definitely there since early August. So there's been a lot of debate about the car. There's been a lot of debate about the info TMZ's been putting out there. And some people really aren't feeling TMZ. They feel like they're not asking the right questions. They're not looking into the right things. This is a post from the David 2 subreddit. It says TMZ asking every question except for asking the important questions. I feel like they should ask, when was the last time did David's friends see Celeste? How many times have they seen David with Celeste? Did David ever speak to them about Celeste? And if he did, what was it about? These sort of questions have not been asked yet. Still makes people question a lot of things. And I hope they will have another phone call at some point with David's friend or friends and ask questions like that, because I get it. They've seen her at parties and other places, but we need something to match a timeline of dates to the Celeste case. RIP Celeste. TMZ made it clear that the police aren't answering many questions, and it's the tightest they've ever been about a case. I think it's crazy that even TMZ can't get answers. I'm telling you guys, there is something huge going on. Okay, this comment itself actually went viral in another subreddit, and I'll show you that in a second. But people saying most likely the police already know who did it. My neighbor is FBI, and she says that 90% of murder cases in the USA are solved within the first 72 hours of the body being found, but it usually takes months or years to be able to prove it beyond a reasonable doubt. Plus, they only get one chance. They're going to take their time and build a sturdy enough case to crucify him. The gallows and guillotine will rest on that day. But everybody is saying this thing about TMZ. That comment has been going viral. People are saying there must be something huge going on. TMZ made it very clear the police aren't answering many of their questions. And people think there must be something major going on behind the scenes. People saying the police don't usually answer questions when minors are involved. But let's get to this interview. This has been going circulating. And... oh, wow. Man, I just looked at this like 5 minutes ago. That's crazy. Damn. Man, that's messed up. I looked everywhere and I actually cannot find this clip anywhere else. And literally, bro, I was looking at this clip like damn near 5 minutes before I started recording. I didn't even sit and watch the whole thing. I was waiting to watch it on this video and it's been removed. I really feel like it's just so lame that all these things keep getting deleted. You know, let the people look at it and let the people scrutinize it. Don't just be taking stuff down. I did DM the person who posted this because they said there were other parts. This was a part 1. But essentially, from my understanding, actually the title of the post, which I do still have, says, so this was the title of the post. It says, mother claims her son dated Celeste and she had bruises. And essentially the implication being made is that, you know, she was dealing with a difficult home life, and people are commenting about it. I'm super disappointed that this video has been removed. Shout out to the subreddit David Unfiltered. They're a lot more open-minded when it comes to this stuff, but you know, we don't have any reasoning, we don't have any explanation for this. Hopefully we can get hold of this clip. You know, even if it's cap, it would be good to look at it and make our own minds up, make our own opinions, and actually see it for ourselves. I think when it comes to stuff like this, people just start to feel like it feels like a cover-up. But anyway, somebody says, I believe it. There's a post on Celeste's mother's Facebook, and there's an image of an adult whipping a kid with a belt, and it says, this is what's wrong with the world. We aren't allowed to do this anymore, implying that since beating your kid is illegal, that's why the world is out of control. This says, in the video of Celeste at a family party with her friend, her mum gives the friend a hug and then gives Celeste the craziest look. It makes you wonder what the dynamic was. I don't condone giving the family trouble right now because all we can do is wonder from the outside, but growing up in a strict Latino household, I know how parents can be. As an adult, I know certain things were for my own good, but other things I can't imagine doing to my own child. I can't even physically discipline my cats, let alone if I had a child. And for younger me, it was enough of me to push away from them and spend more time at friends' houses. Instead, my parents are probably considered mild by most standards. And everyone's saying, where's this video? How can I find this video? People are saying this is why she ran away. But people saying, if this is true, it gives a lot of insight. This says the adult speaking needs to contact law enforcement officers and provide the names of the minors she's referencing in the live recording. I believe she said in the video that the minors are cooperating with the police. People are saying, interesting, is there more? And she says, yes, I have more parts I'm trying to upload to now. But Trap Law Ross, where the video on this? It's right now. All right, it's right now. The person who posted it said this TikTok was live yesterday, and I have been trying to find it, but I can't find it anywhere else. But yeah. People saying I've made 25 videos on this the past week. I don't know about 25. I feel like that's a bit of an overstatement. People saying they're going to tap in and watch. Shout out to you, man. We know you watching us. I am watching you guys right now. Watching everything you guys are doing. Where's my part 2? I'm trying to upload it now. People are saying this was so heartbreaking to hear what she went through. All she wanted was a safe space. She keeps looking for an escape, and David was that to her for a while, but clearly there's more to the story. Someone says, I don't have 7 minutes. What does the video say? Long story short, the mother is abusive, apparently. So yeah, I'm super disappointed that was deleted. I'm going to try again. I'm going to try a little bit more to find it. Man, I really can't find that video anywhere. It's crazy. But I'll share with you a few other links that I found. This is kind of old news at this point, but I don't think I've dug into it deeply. But a lot of reporting has come out to say that people believe that she was a 19-year-old USC student. And the friends are basically saying that they thought she was of age. Friends that were around them both. According to TMZ, friends of David believed that 15-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez, who didn't even make it to 15, was a 19-year-old student at USC. His friends told the publication they frequently saw the couple together and believed they were romantically involved. The friends described David as a very shy, quiet person, and that Rivas Hernandez seemed to be a mirror of that as well. They told TMZ they were shocked she was underage because she was present at multiple age-restricted events. Law enforcement previously confirmed to TMZ that Rivas had multiple fake IDs, which could have given her access to such live events. And according to TMZ, David's friend says they didn't know much about her and they only saw her with David at social events. Okay, but there's more theories going on Reddit, at least if these haven't been deleted. All right. People are making theories based on the Withered lyrics as to why the murder might have happened. This is a theory. It says, I've seen a lot of people theorize that he probably killed her because she got pregnant. At first, that does sound like it could be possible, but the more I think about it, I just don't think it is. He joked around on Discord about her being pregnant in 2024. He confirmed she actually wasn't, though, to others in the voice chat. That leads me to believe he wasn't against the idea of it. If he did kill her, I believe he did it because she was talking to someone else. Almost all of Withered, he basically talks about how she is/was talking to another guy. The video of One More Dance depicts her and that guy putting his body in a grave, basically killing the love that Celeste and David once had. I don't think we have any information on who the guy is, though. I wouldn't completely rule him out as the killer either. People saying, go touch some grass. All right, get over it. A lot of people are asking why David hasn't been interviewed by the police. It says, why isn't David being interviewed? I still do not understand why David is not being investigated or interviewed by the authorities or by the LAPD. Like, if he was really innocent, then he could have at least publicly addressed that he's innocent by saying that his car was stolen or something like that. But instead, he's staying quiet. The last time he was active on any social media platform was on September the 7th, which was the day before the body was discovered in the Tesla, and it was also the day of her birthday. This is really fishy to me because if he was innocent, then he could have at least explained himself that he has no involvement in the whole situation and that he had no interaction with Celeste, which he would be unable to explain to the public, as we have a shit ton of proof that he allegedly knew her and had met her before, and we have the Discord messages of him. This really shows that he is indeed guilty, not only of grooming her, but also of the murder, because he knows that staying quiet is the best option for him right now. And if he does not stay quiet, then the people and investigators will be able to catch him by asking him questions or asking him to explain how he's innocent, even after all the evidence and pictures we have of him with Celeste. Hence, he's really scared to come online and address the situation, as he is the culprit. I think, in my opinion, he should be forced to interview to prove that he's innocent. People saying we don't know if he has or hasn't, or if they've given... or if they have or haven't multiple times. There's a lot of things we don't know until an arrest is made, or if it goes to court, and even then, we might not even know, all right? But a lot of people are upset. They're saying that this whole David case is essentially the reason why you shouldn't idolize celebrities. People saying this is why you don't idolize celebrities and influencers. There's nothing wrong with admiring somebody's work, but when you develop a parasocial relationship with these random people on your screen, it becomes dangerous. You do not know these people and what they hide. Yes, this even applies to that influencer with some 100 to 500,000 followers you're out here defending with your chest on random platforms. David was able to hide this case for a good 3 years before he got exposed, and during that time, he was the center of praise. Again, these people do not know you, nor do they have any care in knowing your existence, and you will never know them beyond the persona they put up either. The whole reason these celebrities and influencers have recognition is because of us. We stream their music, watch their movies, buy their merch, interact with their content. If nobody did that, then they would never have the crazy success they do. If you're out here idolizing random celebrities and influencers, remember they would step over your dead body if it meant money. Even if you think a certain celeb or influencer isn't the type to do so, remember that everyone believed wholeheartedly at one point that David was framed because he's not the type to commit such a crime until the evidence came out. And because these stands were so parasocial, they're now crying over David, crying over their David merch and how betrayed they feel by their idol, while some are continuing to defend him. Again, there's nothing wrong with liking a celebrity or influencer's work, but remember, you will never know them. Keep a distance. Don't get so insanely attached to literally just another human being. Find your own identity, and most importantly, touch grass. A lot of touch grass talk in here at the moment for some reason. Okay, a lot of people are upset that there are still people out here defending David. I'm not going to lie, I'm not seeing too much David defense going on, but apparently it's happening and some people are upset. This is an important reminder. Hey guys, I know this is a minority of you guys, but I've been seeing a couple of posts saying free David and blaming Celeste. I just want to say that it's unacceptable to blame Celeste as she was a literal child, and also don't defend David. Even if he didn't kill her, he's still a PDF that groomed Celeste. I know most of you are fine though and aren't like this. Thanks for reading this. They're saying a very important reminder. So the only other thing that I've got, and I might take another attempt to look for that missing thing in a minute, but this was a TMZ article that I actually missed. It said David was making big money when he was just 17. He had a $3 million advance, according to TMZ. David was making lots of money by the time he was finishing up high school because he was just 17 years old when he signed a record deal that started to line his pockets with a multi-million-dollar advance. TMZ did some digging and found David's minors contract, what? He signed with Darkroom and Interscope Records, which was filed in court. David put pen to paper in September 2022 when he was 17, and the deal called for him to be paid at least $3 million as an advance for an EP, an album, and various other deliverables. Upon signing, David was paid $500,000, and that was followed by a $250,000 payment, and then a big one, a $2.25 million sum. Contract says the value could balloon to $6 million if things went well. So it looks like David was flush with cash a couple of years ago when he was still a minor too, and that would seem to line up with him driving a Tesla and living in a 20 grand a month rental in Hollywood Hills. Of course, the Tesla is where police say that they found the body of Celeste Rivas Hernandez. All right, I've searched far and wide. I cannot find that clip anywhere. I can't find it on any subreddit. There's no re-upload. It's not on the TMZ TikTok. I don't know, you know. If it's misinformation, that's fine, but like I would have liked to have just, you know, taken a look at it, looked at it with my own eyes. I feel like this is why censorship's wrong. Just let people make their own minds up about these things. So look, it's not the last David TikTok or the last bit of David content that's going to get deleted before its time. It's not the first. There's been a lot of very suspicious and unusual deletions of content ever since this story hit the waves, and it is just incredibly frustrating when this happens. I think I'm gonna have to just start downloading and screen recording things as soon as I see them, because I swear down, literally was in the space of like 5 minutes, probably not even enough time to watch the whole video, it got taken down. And I'm searching, I can't find it anywhere. It is actually bizarre. So if I do find it, I'll make another video. It is a little bit awkward because that is actually like the main thing I was going to be talking about in this video, but I think the fact that it keeps getting deleted and the fact that so many interesting sounding pieces of content just seem to get wiped from the internet, I think that just goes to show you how this story is kind of being handled out there. And yeah, I'm just gonna have to keep digging and try and find that, man, because that's actually, I can't find a trace of it anywhere else. But it looked to me like it was a screen recording of a TikTok live on the official TMZ page. It looked like TMZ were interviewing somebody to do with the situation, who claimed that their son had dated Celeste in the past and that they'd seen her with bruises. You know, I can't confirm this comment because I can't even find any links. I can't find any reproductions of it. If anybody finds a link or a copy of that, let me know down below. I do think it's just so weird that stuff keeps getting deleted, but I will keep searching. The search will continue, and I'll keep you guys updated if any more updates take place. Otherwise, I'm out of here. Sorry that this was a bit of a dead video, but the main thing I wanted to talk about has been nuked. So I'll keep you posted. If I find it, I'll make another video. Catch you in the next one. I'm out of here, folks. Peace.